Alright, how's it going, everyone? We've got another watch in for review here. This is the Hamtun H1. It's the first model from this relatively new company, Hamtun. It's definitely an interesting model. It presents a really cool value proposition, especially for people who like titanium and exotic materials. I'd say it's a solid first effort. I've got a few things that I think could be improved, and that's why it's not a super keeper watch for me, but for the right person it would definitely be a keeper watch. So what do we have? Let's get the measurements going here. We have a dive watch with 200 meters of water resistance, and it is about 41.5, 41 or so in diameter. You'll notice the bezel teeth are the widest part of the watch, so depending on where you catch them is how wide the watch is. Lug to lug, we're talking about 48, and with a flat sapphire crystal, we're talking about 13.5 thick. So, and it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 22 mil lugs. Let's see, yeah, 22 mil lugs. So, it's a titanium watch. Does not weigh much. Let's get the scale over here. It's running in Seiko NH35 movement. Let's get it to grams. Alright, so it's 112 with the bracelet, which is almost as much as some watches I've reviewed recently, is just the head. But yeah, you get this hacking hammer, basically a 4R35, just the generic, for export version. Winds, hacks, all that good stuff. It's got a date at 4:30. Other people have mentioned this, and it's kind of hard to tell, so it's not really like it's worth making a big deal out of, but it's a sandwich dial. If I can get the focus. So the loom is actually from a lower layer, which you can see if you're in person pretty easily from an angle, but head on you can't really tell. Pretty sterile dial, just says it has the Hamtun logo, 200 meters automatic. Get this really pretty sky blue second hand. I like it. No real counterbalance. The bezel is ceramic, matte ceramic like a Pelagos, with some loomed markers. Very little play, very nice. It's very smooth. I really like the bezel. Bezel is probably one of my favorite parts about this watch. It's really nice, that and the weight. Bracelet is kind of just a 3-link. It's not really a Jubilee or Oyster. All the links are completely individually adjustable. It's another double-ended screw type, so you gotta hold this side while you unscrew this side with a screwdriver. Both sides with screwdrivers, and that releases one of the collars. You punch that side out. So once they're in, they're very secure, but it's definitely a pain. And just a basic stamped clasp. It's nice, but just a basic one. No divers extension, 3 micro adjusts. The case back. Let me slow down my watch here. The case back is, I like it. It's very nice. It's busy, but it's got some different textures. It's nice detail, serial numbers, all that cool jazz. The side of the case is very monolithic. It's got holes. So let's talk about the watch's pros and cons for me. So, it's very light. It's very comfortable. The bezel is excellent. The crown, I like it at 430. It is signed, by the way. The holes case is nice. The case itself, I have no problem with the case. It's a little monolithic looking, but it's a titanium dive watch, so that's expected. The only niggle with the bracelet is some of the links don't play well with others. Let's see if I can find. Is it gonna be? Sometimes. Here we go. Let's see if I can get it. See, so some of these, like this. There we go. Sorry, it was out of frame there for a second. There we go. See, I'm pushing and it won't go up, and now it won't go down. See, so I think they all just need to be taken apart and oiled, which is an extremely tedious process. Get this to focus again. There we go. Which is an extremely tedious process considering how it's made. So some minor QC issues with the bracelet. Otherwise, it fits well. It's solid in links and everything, so no complaints from the bracelet. Really, I don't care that it's just stamped. The loom let's be honest, is very mediocre. It's acceptable if you're not really a lume person, but if you're using this watch at night and you don't want to have to charge it with a flashlight every few hours, it's totally unacceptable. The bezel is honestly one of the brighter parts of the watch, which I'm not a big ceramic bezel guy, but this matte ceramic bezel, very nice. It's for just one more watch out there. It is smooth. It's not proud of the bezel shroud. So clearly this can be done. And this watch retailed when it's no longer available, but when it was on Kickstarter, it was retailing for $199 US, with an extra some cost for shipping. Comes with a fitted rubber strap, the kind where you cut to size with a deployant clasp. It's nice enough, nothing too exciting. And let's see, I think to me the dial markers are a little bit on the small side. It kind of decreases legibility to me. Like the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10, 11s are just way too small in my mind. They should honestly, I think, all be the same size as the 9, 3, and 6. And I think that maybe they could integrate the Hamtun logo into the 12, because that also looks pretty small to me. I think if they did that, then it would probably help the lume a lot anyway, because honestly a big part of how perceivable lume is how big the plots are. So one other thing, I'm going to get the time out of the way here so you can see it. The date. The date is, I at least appreciate that the date is, and crown action, by the way, is pretty good. I appreciate the date is matched to the color of the dial. It's kind of in a two-stepped little hole there, you can see. But I just don't like dates at 4:30. Unless I could do it in a way that the date is still read horizontally. I don't like having to kind of cock my head a little bit or my wrist to read the date. I'd rather it just be at 6 or at 3. I'm not like a huge fan of 3 anymore. 6 is better. But yeah, not a fan. I'd rather at least be offered an option of no date. But yeah, I mean, I think honestly for a first effort watch, titanium, this price, phenomenal. If you're looking for a titanium watch or you want to try a titanium watch, I'd say try and snatch one of these up. They're kind of hard to get right now because they're not currently for sale. They're going to be doing another run of something coming up here. He's not really talking about what it is yet. One thing to clarify, there's some confusion on what the lume is for this. It is blue. I'll see if I can give it a charge and get the show. But it is blue. And there was talk on the Kickstarter page about making it BGW9. There we go, you can kind of see it. BGW9, but that ended up not happening. That was shown in an update, but it's not really very obvious, so don't get one of these thinking it's BGW9. It's very clearly not. It's the same tone, but it's not as bright or as long-lasting. But to me, if you're not like a dive watch guy and you kind of want a light beater dive watch just for when you're mowing the lawn or weed whacking or whatever, or you're into titanium watches, you want to try one, or you just want to try titanium watches, this is great. If you want this to be your actual everyday tool watch, you do work at night, I'd say no. But yeah, I'll be passing this one along here as soon as I can get rid of it. So thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. See you in the comments. Bye.